wanted to start by reading from Huineng, and we discussed this the other day, and then from there I want to move to how we do this and continue to do the practice. And remember, this practice is not new, it's not made up. Every tradition shares it, says it. They use different language, but if you look at it, it is all the same. There is actually nothing at all in surpassed true knowledge. Truth has nothing to attain, but is evident everywhere. Thus, the sutra follows up with a section on the non-existence of anything to be attained. Subhuti said to the Buddha, "World-honored one, when the Buddha attained unexcelled, complete, perfect enlightenment, is it that there was nothing attained?" The Buddha said, "That is so." Subhuti, there was nothing whatsoever for me to attain in unexcelled, complete, perfect enlightenment. This is called unexcelled, complete, perfect enlightenment. Subhuti says that when the sense of attainment is ended, then this is enlightenment. Buddha says that this is so. I really have no sense of seeking for enlightenment and no sense of attainment. Because it is like this, it can be called unexcelled, complete, perfect enlightenment. So again, we look to who looks to attain. The shrunken self, the one who is not going to be there when we realize and recognize and are who we really are. Purifying the mind and doing good. One reality sustains the mind, but feelings produce high and low. One reality sustains the mind, but feelings produce high and low. Purify your mind and cultivate your conduct, and there is no end to goodness. Therefore, the sutra follows up with a section on purifying the mind and doing good. Furthermore, Subhuti, this reality is unbiased. It has no high or low. And for everyone, hence the stillness. Because if it's high, there's a vibration. If it's low, it's a vibration. And if you remember, years ago I used to use the phrase, the steady hum. Just the quiet, steady hum. This is called unexcelled, complete, perfect enlightenment. Those who practice all good ways without a self, without a person, without a being, and without a liver of life will realize unexcelled, complete, perfect enlightenment. In other words, self, person, being, and liver of life are all shrunken self. So if we want to be enlightened, we have to dissolve and still the self, the person, the being, and the liver of life. The reality of enlightenment is said to be unbiased, without high or low. Because all beings, from the Buddhas above to insects below, have all knowledge within them, since enlightenment is non-dual. Now, a lot of people go, oh, we should be like animals. They're natural. They're totally, really? Are they conscious? No, they're just natural. So, in most cases, no, you do not want to be like the deer in the road. Got it? You don't want to do that. Oh, but they're just so free. Really? Talk about the highs and lows. So, is instinct natural? Could be. But you want to look at, is it conscious? No. So if we're like the animals, the birds and the bees and the this and the that, we're just, whatever comes, we just act it out. We're just running around like lunatics. No. We have no restraint. Not good. Just practice all good ways detached from the four images. Remember the four images: self, person, being, and liver of life, and you will attain enlightenment. If you do not detach from the four images, then even if you cultivate all good ways that will increase the sense of self and person, so there is no way to realize the liberated mind. So if you do not detach from those four images, no matter how good, so good, you're going nowhere. If you practice all good ways without the four images, then liberation is possible. Practicing all good ways means not being obsessed by anything, not being disturbed by objects, not being greedy for transcendental states, always applying expedient means in all situations, adapting to people to get them to rejoice and have faith, expounding true teaching to them to enable them to realize enlightenment. Only when it is like this is it to be called practical application. Thus, it is called practicing all good ways. What's another word or phrase for that? Function appropriately on the physical plane. Oh, oh my God. Oh my God. Subhuti. So-called good ways, the realized one says, are not good ways, they are called good ways. When you cultivate all good ways in hopes of rewards, then they are not good ways. When you carry out the myriad practices of the six perfections without hoping for rewards, these are called good ways. So what do you have to be? Non-attached. Non-attached. If I'm doing it to win the lottery, maybe if I do this, then that will happen. Missing the point. Surrender. Surrender, non-attached, just do the practice. Because when we actually practice And this thing will say, oh, if you practice, you'll get this and this and this and this. You don't know, oh, so you know what God's plans are for you? You know exactly how it's going to be? Cool. Cool. You should put out a calendar. We don't know. But if whatever God does, He does for good, what's going to happen is going to surprise us if we are actually practicing. And who's it going to surprise? The one that thought it knew. The sure. So, our job is to still. Yoga is stilling of all the modifications of chitta, the mind. Guarding the heart so that we don't let whatever we have been doing for all this time out. So, guarding the heart, where it's sitting there, where's our attention? At the heart. So, we still, before anything manifests, and we have to go, sorry, I did it again, sorry, oh my God, I didn't learn, I did it again, sorry, 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 sorry. If we're at the heart, and we're stilling, and we're awake and aware, then we won't have to apologize all the time. Saint Simeon says, do everything as if God were in the room at all times, so that you will not wound or harm yourself. So, this is not, as Kuan-Yin says, this is not about concepts. Such cute, adorable, good ideas. We're not doing ideas. We're not doing concepts. If you want to do concepts, go read a book. If you want to do concepts, go somewhere and they'll just talk to you and they'll be really nice. No. Baba taught me how to still, how to burn the karma, how to still those vibrations. I'm sharing that with you. And it's an actual practice. It's not just a cute, wonderful, glorious, sweet, lovely meme on Facebook. I'm not doing concepts. So, how do we still? First thing we have to do is withdraw that energy out of our heads. Withdraw the energy out of our heads. Completely. Not just the bad thoughts or the bad energy. No, all of it. Gone. If you remember, Kuan-Yin said, if you're doing all those good ways, but you're maintaining your sense of self, then you're not doing good at all. So, withdraw the energy back to the heart. And there'll be a vibration. some of you, it'll be quiet. For some of you, it's going to be maybe sadness, maybe agitation, all the things that cause us to say, I don't want to do this thing. This thing doesn't work. I feel worse when I do this thing. I'm going to go back and have nice, sweet thoughts. I'm going to go back and look outside for pleasure. Until you smack somewhere. So, practice. Practice. Turn it around. And then, whatever you feel, whatever that vibration is, you are closer to God in the moment of feeling that horrible, miserable, disgusting vibration that you want to run away from. If that's what you have, you're closer to God in those moments than when you're smiling, sweet, and pretending it's all okay. So, bring it in. You can be annoyed, you can be aggravated, you can be agitated, you can be angry, you can be anxious. Notice they're all A's right at the beginning. Just be with whatever you have. You can be sad, you can be frustrated, you can have melancholy, you can have joy, you can have happiness, you can have silence. What happens is you want to be with whatever, no judgment, be with whatever you have. Let whatever comes up from that vibration. And when I say let whatever comes up, you will know what that vibration is if you let it arise. But if you decide what it is, if you go back and you're looking down into that vibration, you miss the whole point. Because you're being fooled. You want to be with your vibration, whatever it is. And if you'll notice, if you're actually being with your vibration, it ends up not being a big deal. Oh, I can't handle that. Oh, right, you're not the one that needs to handle it. Thank you very much. Excuse me. I'm going back down and I'm going to just be with that vibration. And I need to address the narrative that says, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. That is the most hysterical phrase ever. If you've been sitting in this room. That is sort of funny. What do I do again? Really? I don't know how to do it? Whenever that comes up, if it comes up in your mind, you should be hysterical, rolling, laughing. Wow, I'm funny. I am hysterically funny. Would you look at that? Wow, 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 wow. Because when that comes up, you should be going, is that true? And then the next thing would be, no. my experience. Not be with the idea of my experience, not deny my experience, not notion build my experience, not conceptualize my experience, just be with my experience. Right, be with my experience. Then I let whatever comes up from there. And if I do that, and as we're doing it now, the vibration changes. Notice that? Things change, shift. And you thought you were constant. Wanings is highs and lows, right? Up and down. Be with your experience, whatever it is. Oh, I like that one. I'm going to hold on. Boom, gone. No. Be with your experience now. 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 Let whatever comes up come from there. And function appropriately on the physical plane. So right now, we're just sitting here. It's pretty easy to function appropriately. But you will think you're functioning appropriately when you're sitting there demanding that everybody responds to your narrative. Because you see the world the way it really is. No. Back to being with your experience. Let whatever comes up come up from that experience. And stay. What happens? It gets really quiet, doesn't it? Oh. And then what happens to the narrative when it gets quiet? Oh. Proof that so emphatic, so demanding, so really alive you disappears in a heartbeat, doesn't it? The story goes, who you think you are goes, poof, goes. Oh, you were just a concept. In some ways, we're just a thief in a tree, conjuring. That's what we do. We conjure, and then we make it a snake in a rope. We project that onto physical plane, and we make it wrong knowledge. And then we live out our lives in misery. If we're really quiet, the belief then will start to pop up. Well, how can I function? There's nothing more to do. Really? There's plenty. And right now, globally, the best thing we can do is being still and going about our business. It is the best thing we can do to contribute to what's going on. And you think, oh, you can't do anything? You're not? We're not. We're not big deals. We're not going to be doing. Doesn't matter. In each of our worlds, if we function with that stillness, one drop, one grain of sand,